Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I made this painting. I posted a video of it and it got me 10,000 followers on Instagram. So in this video, I'll be showing you the entire painting process from the painting, from the video I posted, and all my opinions about social media. Let's get into it. To begin, I had an idea. So I actually started this painting in my last semester of college. That was the last few months of December 2021. I will explain the concept throughout this video, but I knew I wanted to incorporate the octopus and a self-portrait. I wanted to have me looking into the mirror and have one side of the mirror look different. I believe, based on the concept, that I wanted the title to be Don't Lose Yourself, but we'll get into that later. So here's me making my mom take pictures in my bathroom. It's so funny looking back at these because you can tell I have like a specific vision and it's just really hard to put what's in my brain into words sometimes or to explain it to another person. It always takes me a really long time to take reference pictures. It's like the most annoying part of the painting process. By the time I was done, I realized I didn't even want the shirt that I had on, and it was like the last few pictures that I was like, yep, these are the ones. So I needed two pictures, one for me in the mirror and then one from me outside. When I got those pictures, I put them into Procreate and made like a makeshift reference photo. Here's the final reference. The projector video. This video was actually one of my first viral videos on TikTok that is art related. I was testing out different transfer methods, like how to transfer an image onto a canvas. You can do the gridding method, projector method. I had more joy back then and more experimentation. So I decided that I was gonna make my own projector because I didn't have one at the time. I'll leave the video of how I made the projector and that whole process down below. I transferred the piece and then I finally started with the underpainting. A lot of people ask me about my underpaintings and I just use raw umber. I do a wash just to get some color onto the canvas so it's not just plain white. Getting those first initial shadows in, and then I went in with a grisaille, and that basically means like it's gonna be a monochrome black and white almost, but I use like raw umber mixed with white and I made a value scale and I basically painted the painting but just black and white as a base. This is just one of the methods that you can do with oil painting. I'm still trying to figure that out. I feel like I'm all over the place with how I want to paint things sometimes. The way that I view painting is through layers. For me, paintings are always super ugly in the beginning. Like I'm looking at this like, what is this? I don't understand how this is going to come together, but it just always does if you just keep going. I work dark to light. You don't want to start too light because for me, it's more difficult to get those shadows and values correct if everything's just light to begin with. So I like to get the darkest darks in there first and just get those values in there, get those values right. Just to get a feel for what this painting will look like in the end. So here's a work in progress picture. I put Don't Lose Yourself on that little board. In real life, that's actually my vision board from that year. I also had like these figures in the background that didn't make it. Sorry, rest in peace. So here you can see me finally adding some color in there, and this is just a light wash. So I'm taking the turpenoid, basically watering down the paint, but with turpenoid, obviously not water, and doing a light wash over the values. This freaking face, y'all, my face. I struggle with this face so much, and as you probably know already from my videos, it changed a lot, and I ended up not keeping it, trying to look like me. This is actually me working in class. I miss school. I did the same thing that I did with the black and white. Like I made a value scale, but with color, with skin tones. Looking at the reference photo, finding the colors in there and making a value scale of the warm and cool tones. Roughly, because I'm kind of impatient and I don't do usually what I need to be doing, taking my time with mixing colors. I can do a video soon. I know a lot of people ask me how I make skin tones. There are a lot of videos out there too, but I basically did the same thing. I had no plan for the color scheme for this painting. As you can see, I put this vibrant blue back here too. During this time, I was looking at other artists' work and trying to replicate the colors of skin, like the brush strokes of something else. I decided to add these vibrant colors that I don't even normally work with because I had no plan. I don't know, sometimes it does go well when you don't have a plan and you're spontaneous, but even my face here, like I was trying to replicate the style that I saw, and I'm like, something about this is weird, like it's just too detailed, like I'm going in there too detailed. I like the blue and purples, but it's just something's not right. I'm constantly going back in that skin. I really like the arms. Parts of the skin I was doing really well, like just layering up. Decided to change the color of the clothes to like this more gray, like just basically toning it down. And then finally I changed the background because I did really like this top part here by the Don't Lose Yourself where it was like this bluish gray. My favorite color is blue, by the way. Not that anyone asked, but I'm gonna still tell you because it's my channel and you're watching it. Anyway, why did I just get snooty all of a sudden? Like, why? Sorry. It's got defensive. I'm just sitting here by myself making a video. Anyway, so I changed the background to be more muted, and I really liked it a lot. I think this is after I graduated. I didn't work on it for a while because there was no deadline, and I graduated, so I was like, you know what, I deserve to rest and just have fun. For months in 2022, I was working on it here and there. So here I'm changing the face a little bit because I was like, I'm so frustrated with this. I've been trying so many times to fix this. So many layers have gone into this. So it's like, let me think about the concept of the piece. Try not to lose myself. I'm fading away kind of vibe. So I was like, hey, let me add this. And I was starting to really like it, and it did eventually transform. This is the first time I ever painted a sink. I was like,
oh my gosh, like I'm really good at painting sinks, and I love painting sinks.
And I posted a sneak peek of it, and people really liked it. It was just the sink, and I was just like, okay, wait. I need to finish this. I kept saying I need to finish it, and I didn't for like the whole year of 2022. But you know, I went to college, so I need that time off. I was still struggling finding my way after school, like finding that discipline. So it was just sitting, collecting dust. Every once in a while I would pop in and like try to fix something about it. I'm just adding more layers, but the concept behind this piece. So the concept of this piece is based on feeling like my inner self is begging my external self to not lose her. So it's basically like an inner battle, to not lose who I truly am for someone else. But when I express myself, it comes from my emotions and from my real life. And a lot of my real life is about relationships and love and like losing people, experiencing people. And I think at the time I was struggling with my relationship, and I'm in therapy. So I'm constantly like looking into myself and trying to look at my unhealthy coping mechanisms and learn from it, trying to not repeat patterns that hurt me in the long run. So something I do struggle with is when you meet someone who's really awesome, friend or relation or partner, you want them to like you. You want them to want to be in your life. So you kind of change yourself a little bit. You kind of act out or act differently, or, you know, prioritize them over yourself. You get so wrapped up in that relationship that you start to lose yourself. You start to lose who you really are, and you start to focus on that relationship, focus on mending that and growing that, and you stop trying to do self-care and like focus on yourself too at the same time. And that causes pain for me in the long run eventually, because I stopped caring for myself. I stopped pouring into my cup, and I poured all my energy into someone else or my friends or whatever. That was where the idea came from, that initial sketch. Basically in school, like this time when you're like about to graduate, you kind of have a lot of freedom to do whatever you want with your paintings. So obviously I knew it needs to be octopus themed, and I knew that I wanted, as my last hoorah, like goodbye to college and all this struggle, I knew I wanted to go deeper with the octopus things. I researched octopuses and like created this deep connection with them that semester. And I want it to be more me focused and like stuff that I've been through. And I thought of what I had been struggling with at the time and what is like my deepest struggle right now. And it was that. Feeling like I'm losing myself, like I need to step back and come back to myself a little bit more. So that's what this painting represents. The octopus obviously is a symbol I use in a lot of my work, and in short, because I don't want to share everything just yet, like too deeply what it means, it basically represents me, my true self, like the ugly parts of me. In short, in the inside of the mirror, I wanted me to look very disheveled and an octopus on that side, because that's the true self. And I want it to be in my bathroom because I've talked to myself so much in that mirror, and I've cried on the floor in the mirror so many times. That's like it's not my sanctuary, but it's definitely the place that it's seen me at my worst. It's like me coming to myself being like, bro, why am I so sad? Like, why do I feel like this? And the person inside, the me inside, is saying like, don't lose yourself for this guy or whatever. Don't lose yourself for this person. Come back to us, you know, don't forget about us. You know. I don't like to explain too much about a piece. That's even something that my professor said in critique. At first it's like, wow, this is really interesting piece, and people make their own interpretations, like, why is the octopus there, like what? And when I explained it to everyone in class, my professor told me like it kind of takes away from like what you initially see as a human being. painting. Ever since like he told me that, I think about that a lot, and I don't like to share too much about everything that I'm thinking or everything, the reasoning behind everything that I do, because I know that as humans, people take their own interpretations. And I was right, because when I posted it and so many people were like, I relate to this so much, I'm like, wow, like I get chills even now. Like I'm getting chills, because it's just like, that's the point of why I make art. People having that emotional reaction to something I made without me even having to explain. Like you just see it and you're just like, I feel something from this. And I'm really big on emotions, really big on people feeling something from my artwork. So let me not get too sentimental. We're not even at the end of the video yet. If you do have any specific questions, I'm willing to answer. I'm open book, for real. That is the concept behind this piece. It took me a long time to figure out where I wanted this painting to go. With this octopus though, I finally got a reference photo, and that's when things started to get a little bit better, because I started to take my time more instead of like just trying to replicate something that's in my head. Like I know I've painted octopuses a million times before, but still like, I needed a reference photo to figure out how to make it look like it's actually in this space. The shoe space was an idea from one of my classmates, and that's another thing with a lot of my past work. When I first started painting in high school, I was really into like kind of like I Spy type of vibes, like lots of detail, lots of like Easter eggs. I definitely want to bring that back, like have that childlike feel where like I was just experimenting, just painting whatever. Eventually I will do more artworks where there's like a lot more details and things to point out and be like, oh, what does this mean? Fast forward to 2023 January, I was like, I'm finishing this, okay? I'm not working in my room anymore. I moved from sitting on the floor and being in the room, being in the studio at school, to the office in my house. Kind of transformed it a little bit into a little studio for me. This is the year I'm gonna create so much art. I went back in, tweaking some of the skin tones a little bit and figuring out this face. I love the little fading away bit, but it's just not looking right. I changed it a million times. I'm like, do I want this to look like me? Like I couldn't figure out the facial expression, because in the original reference photo I'm not like sad. I'm scared to like mess this up. I'm scared to paint over all these layers that I put in to this specific part of the painting, where I try to make it look like me so many times, and I'm like comparing the current version of it to a past version of it, and I'm like, oh, it's not working out. So I'm like, you know what, the solution is to paint over it to make it not look, you know, just like me, just like a real face. And I love it so much. I'm so glad I took that risk and I made this video. I love this video too, and like I think it adds so much, especially with the meaning behind it. It's actually fading away. Like, come on, you're losing me. At this time I'm like, it's almost done, y'all. Like I could feel it. Once again, just tweaking the things where things didn't feel finished. The main parts, like the figures and the octopus, have the most detail, and as you can see, like on the clothes and like the stuff around, it's like very painterly and kind of sketchy looking, and I really like that too. Yeah, so at the time I did have like 3,000 followers, and I was feeling good about social media. Like I was already a content creator before, but it wasn't like how it is now. Like everyone was trying to be a content creator, it was just making content. So I posted the sneak peek January 13th. Everyone loved it. I was like, oh, I'm getting some, you know. It wasn't that crazy, nothing, because I still had like under 10k or under 5k. Then I posted the final pictures. I finished the painting. I felt so amazing. Under 1,000 likes, nothing crazy still. And then I posted the final process of the piece, the full process of the piece, the video of it. Yeah, finally posted that video. It got, you know, the normal kind of amount of likes that I'm used to getting on TikTok. Still, you know, I'm getting those followers, but nothing crazy like this one. So then after that, February 1st, I posted this video I basically didn't even really try on, and it was a video I made in TikTok. Like usually all my videos I record on my phone and then clip it together on CapCut. But with this video, I literally made it in TikTok in 10 seconds. I just decided like everyone loves the little works in progress shots that I've been posting, so I'm just gonna like make this video of like the final process of the painting, like the few brushstrokes that it takes to finish the painting. And I recorded myself. I did it in TikTok, and I kind of faked everything too. Like it wasn't like really anything. It was just like the final little bits to show little parts of the painting. Posted it, no trending sound, just the original sound from like the TikTok video. And it just says kbladeart, my original audio, like nothing trending or anything. And it goes viral. My first ever really viral video on TikTok. I mean, it didn't get 1 million views, but it got over 100,000. It got 365,000 views and 91,000 likes. Not that it matters. This video, the video that I did not even try on, that I didn't put a trending audio on, this video is what got me this many followers. And then I fumbled the bag because I stopped being active. I got too overwhelmed by being a content creator and an artist. I felt like there was a lot of pressure on me. I put the pressure on myself and the momentum went away. Like I stopped trying as hard because I got just overwhelmed by anxiety and like I got paralyzed almost by trying to do too much. I tried really hard. Like I kept trying to post. I made the prints. I kept posting. And as you know, being a content creator, like when you aren't active, consistently active, when you hit that moment where it does go viral and you don't have stuff to post, things just start dying down. And you're not supposed to let it. Like that's the thing. So I got overwhelmed by the fact that I'm not supposed to let it. Like all these followers are coming in. I hit 10K. I went live on Instagram. I made a cake for 10K. I celebrated with everyone. And then after that, it's like I couldn't create right or something. Like I couldn't feel fulfilled with my artwork, and I wasn't. As you can see from my page too, like I was just posting these small pieces, one or two that I really did care about, but just like small things that aren't as big or something or as great as that one. I kind of had this toxic mindset that I needed to make an artwork that was better than that had the same reaction. Looking back at my page too, I'm so hard on myself. I'm so hard on myself about the things I post and like just how that year went, because it really wasn't all bad. It's just like the end. And like during it, like mentally, like my mental health was like the worst it's ever been. Internally, like I was losing myself, I guess. The irony. It just got to me. The pressure of all the followers and everyone watching me and expecting something. I was not ready and I fumbled a little bit. I still had the followers. I would post pieces, still kind of go semi-viral or whatever and get a lot of followers. Like I have double the followers now. I lose a lot of followers because I don't post as consistently, or I'm not like making a painting every week, every month or whatever that holds the same value in other people's eyes, I guess. I don't know what people think, and I don't care because it's my stuff. I just got really disinterested in art because content became too much for my brain. Just seeing artists do what I want to do and not knowing how to navigate that, and like not knowing how to go on and continue this career, I just became very stagnant. I went through a breakup too at the beginning of this year, 2024. Lost friends, lost people in my life, and I wasn't happy with what I was doing. It's everything combined. Like it's the people in my life being gone, the school discipline versus like me now having to be alone and being self-disciplined. It's completely different. It was just hard to balance everything. All this to say that I want to try to make more meaningful pieces like this one. I was clinging on to that piece for so long, partly because it was from school, because it was structured, the idea, the process, finishing it for a grade. I have a month to finish this, like, come on. That's what I was in for 4 years, even longer because of high school. For so long, it was so structured, so perfect, this routine that I had. And graduating, I'm like, I don't know how to do that for myself, especially trying to edit videos at the same time. Like, that's a whole other medium. I became lost because it was hard to make meaningful work without a professor over my shoulder helping me be better at art or guide me. It was almost like I was thrown into water after school. I was trying to find anything I could to help me stay connected to that, which was this piece. There's a specific meaning behind it, and it was deep because I was my most creative during school. I was exploring so much and learning. So I'm gonna finish it. So then I finished it. After that, I was like, okay, I want to make some videos. Like, I made this cute video, made this. And I was like, okay, now what? It's like, obviously, okay, make another piece, but it was just too much. My brain, it was just too much. I already have anxiety, so it's just like I overwhelmed myself. And social media overwhelmed me too, with how fast it's moving, how fast things are changing, how fast people are growing. You have to be on the trends all the time. You have to be on social media all the time. I'm my own manager. There's no one to manage me anymore. There's no one to discipline me, and I have to do it myself. I started to hate social media. I started to hate painting. Like, I was scared to fail. I was scared to make something that wasn't as good. You can go through my page from that piece, and it's like, there's some pieces, yes, but it's just not as meaningful. It's like for art supply companies and like me packaging orders, small little gifts for people, small little studies. And then Inktober happened. I did like digital artwork. I was in galleries a couple times. Then the breakup happened. I mean, all I can do now, because there's no one, I have to do it for myself, is paint. It's paint. I can record a video, I can edit when I can, but I'm trying to focus on painting right now. And that is why I haven't been posting as much. It's because I'm just trying to find my way. all right? Find my way on my own, because I'm not about to be tied down by school, because no, I'm my own person and I'm not gonna lose myself. Period, point blank, period, no cap, clock that. That's it. Like I said before though, like I am so grateful for like this whole journey. Like I know it sucked for me partly, but to have people feel something from this artwork, for me not to even have to say anything or explain or make this video, so many people loved it for their own reasoning, and it's like literally me. Like it is me. It feels so good. That is the point, the reason why I paint. That is the goal as an artist for me, is to get people to feel something from my artwork, because I love that as humans we feel emotion and we express ourselves in so many different ways, and we love and we laugh and we cry, and that is the essence of everyone, is to feel, is deep. And me making this whole video explaining it's kind of getting me emotional, just because I've struggled so much in so many different ways, so many different avenues of my life, so many different time periods of my life, so many different reasons, and what's always been there is art. Not to be cliche, but like, yeah, it's always been there. It's always what's made me feel good. Even when it makes me feel bad, I'm like, girl, this is why you're living, bro. Like, you're living because you're painting. And that's deep. There's times where I wanted to give up so bad, but here I am. Thank y'all so much for liking my art and sticking by my side. If you have, for all like my little, I'm like, oh, I'm back, we're so back, then I disappear for like a month, and then I come back and I'm like, hey guys, I'm back. Thank you for loving me, because I love you. Thank you for feeling something from my artwork. Thank you for buying my artwork. Thank you for buying prints. Thank you for following me. Thank you for sticking by me, because that's all we want at the end of the day as humans. Like, we need people, we need community, we need the love, we need the critics, we need the negativity too, we need the positivity, we need the pain, we need the people. So I can say a lot more about content, I can say a lot more about this painting, I can say a lot more about my journey, my discipline, my art, me, whatever. So just leave questions down below. I feel like I could explain so much. I'm a yapper. I think that's it. I know y'all been waiting for like an art video, something like some art process or something. I'm tired of like being in the past talking about old stuff. None of y'all are thinking this hard about me. It's just me. But that's just life, I guess. New art soon on the way, I promise, because all I can do right now is play Fortnite and paint and edit. Subscribe if you wanna. Thank you for 1K, by the way. Like, what? 1K. Thank you. We're very close to like being monetized. I just have to post more. Thanks so much. I never thought I would be here right now. I don't know, making this. Like, I have people that are watching me and like want to learn about me and know about me, and I'm still here alive and making art. Like, after everything I've been through. Follow me if you wanna, and ask me a question. See you in the next one. Bye. My video blew up from the projector thing, and everyone's like, can't wait to see the final painting, and I'm like, 3 years later, here we are. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to explain this very well, because I feel like I can do it really well, but just not explain it. I just do it. I just paint it. So the concept of this piece is basically, no, I keep saying basically. Apparently, anyway,